Wow, I can't wait for that band. I love me some Lamisi. So I'm sure you'll have a great time with that. But good morning and welcome to Friday. Today's message is called The Queen's Hot Pants. Yeah. One of the toughest jobs I have ever had was as a salesman. Now, from about 2003 to 2006, I worked with a small firm which marketed credit cards for a number of British banks. So my job was to set up a stand in a supermarket somewhere and stop people as they did their shopping, bring them to my stand, and right there in the middle of the supermarket, convince them to sign up for a credit card. Now, people said no to me all day long, yet it was a commission-based job. So if nobody signed up for a credit card with me, I wouldn't get paid. Now, there was good money to be made, but it took a lot of effort to make it. Not an easy job. It didn't take much to become discouraged, to stop smiling and adopt a negative attitude, which would in turn cause customers to respond negatively to you. So we had to figure out all kinds of clever ways to stay motivated throughout the day. Some of my colleagues would play games, turn work into a competition to see who could sign up the most people. Some would dare each other to fit funny words like buttocks or expressions like "the Queen looks great in hot pants" into their pitch. Now, I didn't always feel like competing, and I seriously doubted that hot pants would flatter Lizzie's royal derriere, so I developed my own secret motivational tool. Now, for as long as I can remember, I've always had a thing for Audis. When we were kids, my dad had a white Audi 80. Boy, that thing was smooth. Looked great too, but the old man would never let me drive it. I guess that made me fantasize about having my own Audi someday. Now, my personal favorite Audi was the A4, a smart saloon car with a frugal but powerful engine, amazingly agile and sure-footed on winding country roads, but also super fast and comfortable on the motorways. Now, at the time I was working as a salesman, I couldn't possibly afford such a luxurious car, but it didn't stop me from dreaming. So I had printed a picture of an Audi A4, which I kept in my wallet, and every time somebody would say no to me, I would flip open my wallet and steal a glimpse at the beautiful machine. That reminded me of why I was putting myself through all that rejection. And it never failed to put the smile back on my face, no matter how rude and unreceptive the customer had been to me. Many people quit that job because the stress of rejection became too much. But that beautiful Audi A4 got me through day after grueling day for 3 whole years. I told myself each morning that no matter how hard things got, I was not living in hell. I was living a dream. A dream of a beautiful car which was to be my reward for all the snobbery and rejection I had to face minute after minute, hour after hour in that job. My dear friend, what is your daily struggle? How difficult is your job? How stressful is it? How much of your time and energy does it sap from your very soul on a daily basis? Do you dread Mondays? Do you feel like you're going the wrong way up an escalator, walking, running, and getting nowhere? Do you sometimes feel there's just no point to all this? Well, allow me to suggest a solution. Give yourself a reason. We all have dreams. There's something you wish for that lies just beyond your grasp. It may not be a car. For you, it may be a house, a master's degree, a new branch for your business, a private school for your child, an important surgical operation, a destination wedding, even a new phone. Whatever it is, make it your reason. Visualize it, get a picture of it, keep it close. Look at it every day. In fact, look at it every hour. You see, the thing about motivation is that it's not like a vaccine where you take one shot of it and you are okay for the rest of your life. No, you've got to take motivation daily, hourly even. Otherwise, it wears off. 3 years after I first placed that picture in my wallet, there was a 2-liter turbo fuel stratified injection, twin exhaust, 7-speed Audi A4S, special edition 4-door saloon, finished in Akoya silver with hand-stitched black leather interior, sitting in my driveway in Nottingham. A daily reminder that if you believe your struggle is towards a goal and you keep reminding yourself of that goal day after difficult day, you will get there in the end, and it will be worth it. My name is Kojo Yankson, and they say motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why I recommend it daily. Good morning, Ghana.
On the campaign trail, former President John Dramani Mahama has accused President Akufo-Addo's government of masterminding the high cost of premix fuel by politicizing the distribution of the commodity. The NDC flag bearer assured that in his second coming, he would re-establish the premix committee instituted by the Mills administration in order to boost the fishing sector.
Fishing no, because Mills abreso onanti esa enkrokra enkrofo omo bie djuma wo so onanti omo so nyina ebuso omo say mo how anything and also the outboard motors no premixer yedi kumo a yetimi de consume so ekwachi number no yenya bi na professor Mills you mate enya me ba ye be ye hihye foforo se na be ya premix no ebe ba be di afare for nsem ebi se kane no na enkrofo bi enenya premix no na omo de omo fa so ato so no ma beton ama afare for no ampa so obedi mampenyi and of the nya friend landing beach committees nebaye eti be bia afare for no wa omo ye esio so ejuma I just said
We have to apologize for the bad sound quality there. Now, Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boakye, says about 4 out of 10 patients receiving care in facilities are harmed in the process. This sometimes leads to either death or disability. Dr. Boakye believes unsafe health care delivery can be curtailed if protocols outlining the service's guidelines for effective health care is adhered to. He said this at the National Patient Safety Healthcare Quality Conference here in Accra on Thursday. Hannah Odami has more in the following report.
This is what patients say they want when they visit health facilities.
Doctors and nurses will be our
The doctors and nurses are very caring. They are so careful when examining us, and I am very satisfied with their work. And not this.
Recently, I sent my daughter to hospital. The way some of the nurses were attending to us, it wasn't favorable. When the patients come there, they should have time and cater for them.
But according to the Ghana Health Service, some patients do not receive this kind of care and actually go home with more infections than they got to the health centers. Director General of the service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boakye, has been explaining why at the conference.
According to the WHO, as many as 4 out of 10 patients are harmed while receiving care globally. In Ghana, unsafe care occurs in the form of hospital-acquired infections, unsafe surgeries, wrong medication, transfusions or infusions, among others.
Dr. Kumar-Boakye wants all managers of health facilities to adhere to the guidelines outlined by the Ministry of Health to ensure that there is reduction of risk, errors, and harm in providing health care.
Have been developed. Incident reporting guidelines are there. Infection prevention and control policies guidelines are there. The National WASH technical guidelines, the Patient Charter of 2002, and the Community Scorecard, and more recently, the Ghana Health Service Guideline for the implementation of the National Healthcare Quality Strategy are among some of the many guiding documents that we're using to improve patient safety.
According to the country director of PATH, Patience Kofi, provision of wash facilities in health centers will also help reduce risk of infection from hospitals to patients.
It must be noted that inadequate wash services in healthcare facilities compromises health worker safety and dignity, and also has the potential to exacerbate the spread of antimicrobial resistant infections among health workers, and this undermines the efforts to improve the safety of their healthcare facilities.
A Ghana Health Service guideline for the implementation of the National Healthcare Quality Strategy was launched. Hannah Odami for Joy News.
Thanks for staying with us here on the AM show. Welcome to the newspaper review segment of our show, where we'll also tell you what's trending on our website, myjoyonline.com. Joseph Akable is here. It's finally Friday, Joseph.
Hello, Mavi.
We made it. It's Friday.
I had a colleague back in school who used to say that Monday come, Friday that. I used to talk about how the days move very fast.
Yeah. And, you know, Friday's, Charlie, the week it's been tough. It's been tough. I mean, we've gone through different things, and I'm not just talking about us. It's everybody's story, really. Yeah. You either cried or you laughed, or you were disappointed at some points, or you got some good news. Like, it's been a mixture. So we've got Lamisi in the studio performing live for us. Can we show them how the studio looks like? Well, maybe in the course of our review, we will. But Joseph, we're going to go through the newspapers. I have the Times, the Graphic, and the Daily Dispatch.
I have the Daily Guide. I also have the BNFT and the Finder newspaper.
We're doing something today. There's been some huge headlines this week. So we call it Rewind. We're going to go back from Monday and then share with you some of the big headlines. We will give you the opportunity to also let us know what's been on your mind, like which stories caught your attention this week. So let's jump straight away and bring you the headlines as we have them. Joseph?
I'll start from the front page of the Daily Guide. It says, voters exhibition today, offenders not voting. And Baumia opens fire on NDC. And cool doctor out of prison also on the front page. And 45 Get Fund projects can't be traced. That's a photograph of the Get Fund boss. The back page of the Daily Guide has this story about FIFA boss Trump talk World Cup, and CAF chief salutes President Akufo-Addo also on the back page, and Neymar slapped with ban also on the back page of the Daily Guide this morning. We can quickly do the BNFT, the Business and Financial Times. Hoteliers present speedy recovery plan to government. Comes along with a photograph of Dr. Akanyamike, president of the Ghana Hoteliers Association. The spelling of the Aka is wrong, but it's fine. ICUMS push KIA revenue collection up, and scrap wasteful tax incentives reform tax system also on the front page of the BNFT. The back page has this story about some airlines that are planning to launch 4 weekly flights to Accra starting September 29, and some donation that has been done for the government also on the back page of the BNFT. The final one for me this morning will be the Finder newspaper. It has accounts of clients of defunct companies duly credited. It's coming from the Consolidated Bank Ghana. And you know, earlier they had wanted to issue bonds.
Yes.
And I mean, there are those who are saying that when election is close, whatever is stuck in the skies will fall down quickly.
Everything is possible.
Yeah, we'll find the money. And so, I mean, that's some good news for the customers who have been agitating for some time now. Register exhibition kicks off. It's also on the front page. And Obribwa cast doubt on Andy Appiah-Kubi's candidature. Chinese government hands over medical supplies to Ghana, and the bit about, I mean, the registration exercise. The good thing is that you can do it on your phone. You just have to text your ID number to a short code 1422.
Okay.
And you'll get your details where, if the details are inaccurate or when there's something wrong with your registration process, you can just go over and have it remedied. And so this is a good move. I think I'll be trying it at some point so that I don't have to necessarily go to the registration center in this time of COVID-19.
Okay.
So that is it for
the
front pages.
All right, let's continue with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page of the Times, EC begins voter registration exhibition today at 33,666 centers nationwide. CBG pays customers of defined financial institutions. Civil servants warned against engaging in partisan politics is also another headline on the front page of the Times. And car snatcher jailed 12 years for attempted robbery. That's the taxi driver I mentioned earlier. He's 29. He's been sentenced to 12 years imprisonment in hard labor by an Accra Circuit Court. And details of what he did. Well, hired services. So another taxi driver from Achimota overhead to Anya. This is a person who hired the services of another taxi driver from Achimota to Anya. DSP Efia Tenge said, Odro, the man at the center of this, signaled the driver to stop where two young men were waiting, but the taxi driver, sensing danger, sped off with Odro to the nearest police station. It's a bit scattered. You might want to grab the paper and read the details. But there's this other story on page 3. Irate youth chop off man's hand. What did this man do? This is an innocent electrician who saw a group of people beating up someone else who was supposed to be their colleague, and he decided to stop the fights or stop the attacks. In the process, he got his hand, and the description is that from the wrists chopped off totally. He got some other injuries as well, just because he was being a good person. So details of this story also on page 3, and there's also another story of a magistrate court issuing a bench warrant for the arrest of a fetish priest who allegedly murdered a 52-year-old farmer in a place near Akusi in the eastern region. On the back page of the Times, GetFund justifies $1.5 billion loan with 1,666 projects. Dua Dam to be rehabilitated at $8 million. To the Daily Graphic now, voters register opens today for verification. Exercise lasts 8 days, ends September 25. Hotel operations in slow starts. And this is another worrying story. 46,000 people living with HIV refuse treatment, according to the Ghana AIDS Commission. And some of the reasons they give, if you look at the story filed by Doreen Ando, it says, for the refusal of the patient to undergo treatment, Mr. Etuahene, who speaks for the Ghana AIDS Commission, who is actually the Director General of the Commission, Mr. Treme Etuahene, explained that some of them were living in denial of their status. Others feared stigmatization, while some had fallen prey to false claims of cure by traditional healers and spiritualists. Let's see on the back page of the paper, latest film supports Graphics 70th anniversary. Also 16,000 new households to get electricity in northern region. In the center spread, 60th anniversary of Sino-Ghana relations. Baumia calls for further cooperation. Minister commends health workers for dedication in midst of COVID-19. Also 5,000 documents digitized by Records and Archives Department. The last paper for me, the Daily Dispatch, on the front page, history of EC's filing fees from 500 Ghana cedis in 1992 to 100,000 Ghana cedis in 2020. If you're interested in the history, I guess you can grab the Daily Dispatch. It comes with the various Electoral Commission heads. Focus on Joy News' Arabakum, and as part of our 25 years anniversary, we've been telling you stories about some of our colleagues who've worked here for really long. And this week, really, we've been telling the story of Arabakum, and the Daily Dispatch has picked up on it. Kindly read it if you didn't hear the report that Justice Bedu put together and get inspiration. Yes. And then Metro TV as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so she's come a really long way. She said when she first came to Joy FM, she met giants.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like something she couldn't conquer, but
the
here
Joy
she
is always
is.
like that. I mean,
yeah.
When you walk in and you sit around the table, you see Mama V and all the others there, and you're like, goodness, I'm in trouble.
No, I'm not sure you felt that way about me.
Oh, I did. I mean, I did.
Never been intimidated.
I was intimidated.
Really?
Intimidated, yeah.
Ooh. It's a beautiful newsroom, by the way, so we welcome you if you want to join us. Why take out Narcotics Control Commission from new security setup? It's a headline, a question on the front page of the Daily Dispatch. Alex Moult's open letter to Ken Oforiatta is also on page 2 in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. All right, Joe, what we wanted to do today, Friday, is to just rewind and bring you some of the stories, some of the big headlines this week. So right now, just for the next couple of minutes, you can also join us. Anything that caught your attention this week, 0302-211-6910. Joe, let's start, I guess, for Monday, after the news broke on Saturday about Professor Bennett's killing, because that was only discovered on Saturday, and apparently he had died either 2 days before that. and that became huge this week as well.
Yeah, certainly worrying, especially the manner of the death. And this is a law professor, and so people were struggling and trying to understand what exactly had happened. And the updates that came up in the course of the week was that 4 domestic workers, they were put before the courts, obviously to meet the 48-hour deadline, that the state can hold them without a court order. And so they were taken to the court, they were charged with murder, and their lawyers tried to get them bail, but that was denied, and they were remanded into the custody of the police. And so that matter comes back sometime in September 30. But it was a very big story from the weekend, like you said, and came this weekend, got all of us worried.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember speaking to colleagues of his at the University of Ghana. Most of them not necessarily even in the law faculty where he was, but they said if you knew the man closely and the manner in which his death is being reported and how from the prosecutor's angle, how they found him, for instance, those details are really worrying. Like, you couldn't reconcile, like, these are the kind of person that he is and what has happened to him. Everybody's looking for an explanation. And also worrying is the fact that we've seen high-profile deaths, if you like, and we haven't had closures. So the fact that some 4 persons have been remanded really doesn't necessarily give us hope. And so we really do pray that the police will do a fantastic job in terms of finding the killers, and so that we can find justice and bring closure to this. Let's go to the phone lines. Prosper is in Hohoy. Good morning, Prosper. Hello, Prosper. Oh, we lost Prosper there. Do we have Karim? Good morning, Karim. Karim is in Tamale. Karim, are you there?
Morning, I'm ready.
Okay, Karim, good morning. Thanks for joining us. So what story caught your attention this week? What was the biggest for you?
Amazi, first of all, let me say good morning to you and good morning to the Legend of Joy News, and good morning to your co-host in the studio. Yes. I think I want to talk relative to the issue of the Electoral Commission pegging the filing fee for both the parliamentary and the presidential at 10,000, 100,000 cedis. I think that as Ghanaians, we should at all in times be ready to protect and support state institutions to deliver their mandate.
So you think okay, I want you have to be really brief for us. You know how the review is. It has to be
exactly.
So was it more, do you agree with the increments or not?
Absolutely. I have not seen anything wrong with it, because we start the Electoral Commission to deliver credible, fair election 2020.
Okay, all right.
So I was thinking that we should give them that room to operate, so that in the end, the results that we expect from them will be delivered as Ghanaians. Okay,
all right, Karim, thank you very much. So Karim's biggest this week, the filing fee announced by the Electoral Commission. Nuruddin is in what? Nuruddin, good morning. You have to make it really snappy. What was your biggest headline this week?
Good morning. My biggest story for this week is actually the filing fee announced by the Electoral Commission.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because moving into the registration, I think government has procured some equipment for the compilation of the new voter register. And the filing fee, I think, is too much. So are we not selling our democracy to the highest bidder?
Okay, Nuruddin, thank you very much. I get your points. Abdullah is in Tamale. Good morning, Abdullah. Thanks for joining us. What was your biggest headline this week?
Good morning, sister.
Yes, Abdullah. Good morning. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Tamale.
Sure. What was your biggest headline?
Oh, my biggest headline is the murder of the University of Ghana law lecturer.
Okay.
And when the news broke up on Saturday, in actual fact, on that very day, I was really so sad for an innocent lecturer. But, and I really wish that the murderers of the lecturer will be found.
Okay, all right. Abdullah, that's our prayer also. Let's go to Rafiq. Hello, Rafiq.
Hello, Mama V.
Yes, Rafiq, good morning. What was your biggest headline this week?
Mama V, my biggest news this week was... Hello?
Yes, you're on air, Rafiq.
My biggest news story this week was about the Okada.
The Okada issue. Okay.
The vice president said the MPP is never going to regularize.
Okay.
I think it is the best decision the MPP has made.
All right.
You see, Mama V, the tricycles which we call yellow in Tamale, they are causing a lot of chaos on our roads.
Okay.
They don't have a parking place, they don't have a station, and we are just managing with them on our roads.
Okay.
I am imagining what this year.
Okay, Rafiq,
bikes will come and add.
Okay, Rafiq, we appreciate, but we have to make it very snappy. Emmanuel is in Sefi Asafo. That's my last call, really. Emmanuel, good morning.
Good morning, Mama V.
Yes, sir. Let's hear what's your biggest story this week.
My biggest headline was the accident at Cheshire involving the Grand Bed Kia bus and the goods carrying truck. It was so sad, and I believe the only message I want to send to our politicians is that they should really work on that route and dualize the route for us. I think it will really reduce the accidents on that route.
Yeah. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. It was actually one of the issues that we also put down, Joseph Akable, what Emmanuel just talked about, the accident at Cheshire on the Suhum Road. And then just later in the evening, we also... got word of that one that you mentioned to us the day after at Gomwa, yes. So the accident's also been really topical. And then there was the Kennedy Japan issue. Remember, that was also, he was supposed to appear on Monday. And we did tell you how we had spotted a number of apologies ahead of that contempt issue. But then there was a twist that you mentioned, that he said the things that he said that the court didn't find was the
that the
word.
court had issues with, that the court felt it was disrespectful. They said they were targeted at a different judge. Now, he's supposed to go back this morning. And his lawyers yesterday filed an application at the Supreme Court. Now, they are asking the Supreme Court to stop the High Court judge from hearing the matter this morning because this judge has not been insulted. Another judge has been attacked. That judge apology has been rendered, and so this judge has no business proceeding with the matter. They again make the point that they find it strange that they are saying they couldn't find him to serve him with the documents. He says it's a notorious fact that he's a regular panelist on a program on Net2 TV, and all you have to do is to come there at that particular day and you'll find him. And same with Parliament. So he finds it strange that there are claims that a bailiff was trying to find him to effect service and he couldn't find him. Okay, this is not also just straightforward because we know that the court is on vacation. The high court, at least the high court, those higher courts are sitting.
Exactly. So there are also some legalities right there that I'm not sure. So what's going to happen? You're going to go to court today?
Yes. Once the case is scheduled, the case will be called, and we understand that his lawyers will be bringing their application to the notice of the judge, just informing the judge that, look, the court is on vacation, but we have filed these documents, and we expect that even before it is determined, respect it. Because if you proceed and the Supreme Court holds the view that they should have halted you, they will set aside whatever decision you take. And so take that view. Then the judge will respond either agreeing or disagreeing.
Because it's not automatic that once you bring his attention to something you filed in a higher court, he's just supposed to hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting really interesting, isn't it? We wait to see. Joseph will bring us up to speed with that. I think one of the other things that caught my attention a day after the headline was the boobs story.
Yeah, and he put me on assignment, and I've not been to court, so I'm going to
court today to check
I'll have an answer on Monday.
The Ghana Bar presidents said about.
But it could be the case that since the advice, things have changed.
Okay, so this is the
But Monday, I'll brief all of us on Monday whether it has changed or it's
absolutely. Which court are you going to today? The High Court?
The High Court, yeah.
All right, okay. We'll see how people behave around the High Court in terms of we greet all of you, the lawyers, this morning. And then the ECOWAS meeting. Let's not forget that our president, as chairman of ECOWAS, had his first biggest assignment, that was a meeting to restore or to, bring calm to the Mali issue that was held here in Accra. First of all, there were some road closures, but then there was also the issue of about the military leaders visiting former President Rawlings. That also made huge headlines. But this is the Pejasi Lodge meeting under the leadership of the chairman of ECOWAS, our President Akufo-Addo. But the person mediating this is Mr. Goodluck Jonathan, former president of Nigeria. They gave themselves about a week for him to come back and report to...
Yes, they expect that a civilian government, civilian leadership will be put in place to manage the transition from the military regime, because they don't think that the military has any business meddling in such affairs. And I mean, you can see them working there. You know what is of interest to me? Alassane Ouattara. You know, in Cote d'Ivoire, they've managed to get some approval to extend for him to do a third term now. And I mean, he was one of those who showed up, and people were raising issues about it. But I mean, that went through a constitutional process. But it's the same constitutional process that made Nkrumah life president. And so you can legally do things, it doesn't make it right. And so that is what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire. But he was here to lend support to our president. Yeah?
Can you imagine? I don't know why African leaders simply can't just finish their term and just knock off. You know, just knock off like we do here in Ghana.
Yeah,
we know that you can go for a 2-term in office. Once you're done, nobody's talking about making changes to the constitution so they can go again. I don't know why.
If there's any changes, you should be proposing it for those who will come after you. It shouldn't be such that you benefit, else it means that you have a desire to stay on to power.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's very worrying that, I mean, these things keep happening in Africa. We've come a very long way, but we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, so definitely one of the highlights for us. And then maybe a final one that I saw being reported on the BBC, but this happened in Nigeria, the Kaduna State. What's the punishment, Joseph, for rape in Ghana? And then we'll tell you about this issue of them looking at a law that would allow them to castrate rapists. In the Kaduna State, at least.
So in Ghana, you can do between 5, minimum 5 and maximum 25. If it's defilement, you can do 7 and do maximum of 25. But we are told that others have stepped up efforts and they are now introducing castration.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so the whole idea is that, and I've listened to some people who've gone through this traumatic experience say, perhaps if the people or the person who raped me had been castrated, then they could not rape the next person. You get what I mean?
Yes, but we've also seen cases where people have been found guilty of rape, and on appeal, the decision has been set aside. And so when you castrate the individual and now on appeal,
you can come back and restore.
That's the problem.
Oh, I get the thing. Because the fact that you're sentenced doesn't mean that it's going to remain that way forever.
Because sometimes you can be convicted and sentenced. The High Court, the Court of Appeal will affirm the High Court decision. It can go to the Supreme Court, where they may even affirm it, and when it goes back for a review, they may disagree. And so there's a whole chain of processes that it goes in.
Oh, I didn't think about this angle, really.
Yeah.
But there was also somebody who went through that experience in South Africa who was also saying that this may also lead to, like a rapist killing the victim, knowing what would happen to him if it's found out. So there are different angles to this. But for us doing the review, these are some of the big stories that caught our attention. We thank you all, particularly those who called us. If you couldn't reach us, we'll do this every Friday. Rewind if you like. Joseph, thank you very much. Go to the court this morning.
Yes.
Bring us all the news related to Kennedy Japan and the boobs.
Yes, I'll bring that.
We wish you well. Make sure you wear your glasses so you can see well. Stay with us. We've got sports coming up next. And then we'll give you some good tunes. You will love it. It's a freaky, fantastic Friday here on the AM Show.
Good morning and welcome to the AM Sports with me, Oreku Ampofo, and it's a Friday, so we're going to ease you into the weekend in terms of letting you know what's happened in the past 24 hours and getting you ready for what should be a big 48-hour weekend of sports. Of course, we start off on the local scene where former Executive Council member of the Ghana Football Association, Frank Nelson, believes the tour of Kete Kraku to corporate organizations could win some confidence into football. According to him, such visits give potential investors a true picture of the association, and most of them could be convinced to support the Football Association. There's more in the following report.
Group of companies already ventured into boxing, where they were promoting Emmanuel Game Boy Togo and successfully organized the IBO Lightweight World title in Ghana. John and his elder brother Bafo in recent times have redirected their focus into playing tennis. Manager of Asamoah Gyan, Samuel Enim Ado, who doubles as an executive committee member of the Ghana Football Association, says they are considering switching their attention into tennis.
We've done it with boxing. We brought a world title fight to Ghana. We've done it in other areas, youth development. We did something. Asamoah Gyan Foundation did youth sports jamboree, and then Baby Jet under 16. So we shouldn't be surprised. This is our passion. This is our calling, and we are now ventured into tennis. Expect more, and there's going to be another tournament very soon.
Mr. Enimado added that they have got a history of unearthing young talents in various sporting disciplines, and tennis is one area that they will be focusing on soon. He says the dream of Asamoah Gyan and his team is to produce a world tennis player from the country.
Yes. There's a young girl we've seen, Equia, will be supporting her, and other girls, maybe Magdan's daughter, Super. There's another girl, Mariama. There's young boys out there too. The boy who won, Johnson, and the other young boys out there. We'll be supporting all of them if all things being equal with the plans that we have. We are thinking of getting a Ghanaian rated in the WTA rankings worldwide. So it means that that person will be going up. Beyond, maybe, I remember Franco Furi and Co. went to Davis Cup. Maybe we go to the highest level. That's what, if all things being equal and what we have started doing goes well, and we get more of the support from the GTF, we will achieve that.
Should Asamoah Gyan and his team venture into the organization of tennis championships in the country, they will be adding up to a number of opportunities put together by the Magdan Foundation and the Ghana Tennis Federation.
Still on the subject of Asamoah Gyan, and Chief Executive Officer of the Gyan Foundation has hinted that they could possibly be doing some investment into tennis looking ahead. And he's calling for, other people and other investors to also focus on, tennis as well. But the Asamoah Gyan Foundation and investment venture into tennis is one thing that Enimado would be certainly looking forward to.
The leadership of the Ghana Football Association in their last Congress accepted a budget of 71 million Ghana cedis for the Secretariat for their activities for the next football season. A former executive committee member, Frank Nelson, says the constant tour of corporate bodies by the president of the association, Kete Kraku, is one key reason why most corporate bodies are likely to support the GFA.
The way the president is doing his tour in terms of corporate institutions trying to approach them, I think a lot of them will come in based on sympathy. A lot of them will come in based on understanding. Of people will come in based on the reality on ground, knowing, especially in this COVID, that now the institution has not got enough money. So I think that 71 million is not something too big for Ghana Football Association. I believe if the corporate bodies in this country comes up, I think it should be important, as you say, is possible.
He also added that the decision of the Ghana Football Association to request for 71 million Ghana cedis budget from the Congress means that the GFA already have potential sponsors on board.
I know companies who can do it, and I'm sure the Ghana Football Association is stepping on something for them to say 71 million. They cannot just say it like that if they are not stepping on something. So I'm very sure in the next few months, the president will announce a big package for Ghana football.
The Ghana Football Association budget for the next financial year started on July 1 and would end on June 20, 2021.
So the story that you just saw was Frank Nelson, executive member of the Executive Council. He's a member of the Executive Council, speaking about the tour that the GFA have been embarking on corporate institutions and how that could possibly, affect in a positive nature, the image of Ghana football, especially two corporate bodies heading into the start of the new season. There would be a need for more sponsors. And the first story had to do with Enimado and Asamoah trying to develop the next tennis star in Ghana. But let's stick with Ghana and look at the FIFA World Rankings, which came in yesterday. And Ghana has not been really active, so there wasn't really movement for the Black Stars. But there's your top 10. Belgium still remain number 1. Olivier Giroud and Deschamps France still number 2. Neymar's Brazil number 2. Still number 3, sorry. England, Portugal, Uruguay, Spain, Croatia, Argentina, and Colombia make the rest of the top 10. Let's now check the FIFA rankings for the African rankings. And as I did state, there hasn't been a lot of matches, especially on the African continent, because of the COVID-19. For the European countries, friendlies have already begun with the UEFA Nations League being played as well. South American countries, just like African countries, have also not been playing. And so due to that, we see, the Black Stars also not really moving in the rankings. And of course, it has to do with point tally and how much point you amass, especially during your friendly games. And in terms of the rankings for Senegal, they are number 1, but still 20th in the world, although they're number 1 in Africa. And Tunisia, Nigeria, Algeria, Morocco would make the top 5. Ghana comes in 6th, remaining 46th in the world. And then we have Egypt, Cameroon, Mali, and the Democratic Republic of Congo making the rest of the African ranking. The African ranking is on your left, and on the right is their corresponding world ranking. Well, from a team ranking, let's now move to some individual ranking, and that has to do with the just ended UEFA Champions League. And the nominees for the awards have been released by the governing body. And for the best goalkeeper of the 2019-20 season, we have Keylor Navas of Paris Saint-Germain, Manon Neuer of Bayern Munich, and Jan Oblak of Atletico Madrid. The defense is dominated by Bayern Munich players. David Alaba, Alphonso Davies, and Joshua Kimmich complete the trio who are going to fight out for the best defender for last season in the Champions League. In midfield, we have Kevin De Bruyne of Manchester City and Thomas Müller of Bayern Munich, and Thiago Alcantara, who played for Bayern but should be playing in a Liverpool shirt this season. In attack, we have top scorer of the tournament, Robert Lewandowski, Kylian Mbappe, and Neymar, both of Paris Saint-Germain. Well, from the Champions League, let's go to the Europa League, where Jose Mourinho's side did avoid a little scare. Remember, due to how things finished last season, and Arsenal winning the FA Cup, Tottenham Hotspur, although they finished in the top 6, could not automatically qualify for the Europa League and had to go through a qualifiers. And they went through because it was a one-off match. They went down in the game and had to come from behind to win by 2-1. And Harry Kane did score from the spot to level things somewhere around the 78th minute after their opponent had a red card, and Ndombele got the winner of the match in the final minute to ensure that Jose Mourinho's team do qualify for the next round of the Europa League qualifiers.
But first, I want us to talk about the BECE. It's the final paper today. Our young brothers and sisters are writing social studies. So we're going to Kumasi, to the KNUST Junior High School, where my colleague Nanaya Juma is on standby to give us a live report. Nanaya, good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Mama V. It's the 5th day of the Basic Education Certificate examination. Throughout the 5 days, these young ones have written 7 papers. Today is the final day. They do social studies today, and with social studies, they make 8 papers. officially, the examination ends today. For want of time, I would want to interact with some of the students who want to get back to their books and prepare for the final paper. So after that, I'll describe the environment, look at the coronavirus precautions in place to ensure the safety of these students. So let me talk to the first one. She's coming from Paradise Earth Educational Complex, and I would want to know how the examination has been so far. 7 papers gone. How has it been?
It's been normal. All the papers, it's been normal. For my studies, it's normal.
When you say normal, what are you talking about? And what exactly do you mean? Which of the papers was difficult for you to go through? Which one will you say it was the easiest among the papers that you wrote?
Oh, they were all normal, like I said. They were all normal. Okay.
So are you confident of a pass? Say a 7 A's, a 6 A's or something?
Yeah, I'm confident.
So there are more students here, and they are all going to tell me their experience so far. Your first time writing an examination of this nature, how has it been?
Oh, to me, my preparation towards this exam, it has been normal and great. To me, I had no difficulties in none of the papers I wrote. Yeah.
So maths and science, mostly they are the challenge. They are the papers most people find very difficult to work on. Now, you've done those papers. How were they?
Actually, when I was told about how difficult it was, when the papers came and I going through and everything was normal, and what I would say is easy. It was easy to me. Okay.
So let me talk to this one from Jesus Grace Academy. Tell me, 5 days so far, have your expectations been met?
Yes. Of course, as I said the other time, I said we have been preparing effectively. So when it came, it was good, yes, I can say. But let's wait for the results and let's check if everything is good. Let's wait for the results, yes.
So what are we talking about here? Are we talking about A's and B's or what?
Oh, as for me, we are talking about A's. Because the exam, we were able to do it by God's grace. All that our teachers taught us, we were able to do it. And I think it's cool, yeah.
We know about coronavirus, which is a pandemic that's causing havoc in some countries. How well have you been able to keep yourself in relation to these safety protocols?
Okay, as for me, I've been taking those safety protocols, yeah, because I always wash my hands, and as for my sanitizer, it's always with me whenever I go. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Let me talk to this final one. 5 days. How has it been? 7 papers, social studies today.
Oh, everything's been smooth lately. Per my calculations and observations of how the exams went, everything is okay.
I know that, and I've been here a couple of times, and after the exams, you keep talking about the grades you make, and sometimes I hear you calculating the grades. Can you tell me what you expect from the exams?
Oh, I expect good grades. I expect good grades because I studied and I know I did well per what I wrote and per the marking scheme of the paper. I know I'll do well.
Thank you very much. So in relation to COVID-19 protocol, little has changed since the first day they started. On the first day, the students their temperatures were taken at the entrance of this school. But today it's different. According to invigilators and those in charge of this center, they tell me due to the number of students, this particular campus has 6 different examination centers, and the schools, each center has at least 4 schools, so there are lots of schools here. So if they say they are going to check the temperature of each student, it will waste a lot of time, and probably it might eat into the time for the examination. But for Veronica buckets, if you can see in your shot, there are a number of them on the campus, and almost every block where the examination is being written has its own Veronica bucket, and the invigilators and teachers in charge of these students are also making sure that each and every student wears his or her nose mask. It's a compulsory feature for almost all of the students here, so you cannot get entry into this premises without the nose mask, and it's one of the things that they believe that when they ensure here in this center, it will keep the students safe and also help in the smooth running of this examination. So not much has changed from the first day. Today, the only thing I'm seeing is that students are more confident than the first day I came here. They're excited that today they will bring the examination to an end.
All right, Nanaya Juma reporting live from the KNUST Junior High School on the final day of the basic examination, the BECE, and our students are writing social studies today. In a little bit, we will go to Manuel Kranting live from the Kotobabi cluster of schools, where he's also given us a live report. Let's go back to our roving man, Manuel Kranting, back onto the BEC conversation on the last day. Manuel is at the Kotobabi cluster of schools. Manuel, what kind of mood is there? Students are obviously happy that they're writing their final paper today.
Center has quite a number of schools. I'm told about 9 different schools are writing the exams here. It's been 5 days, and one after the other, they've taken each of the papers from their core subjects to their electives. And, you know, as you are ending, like they say, last days are dangerous. It's a bit, you know, nervous, a bit of nervousness for the students and the candidates who are sitting the exams. This one, I'm trying to, you know, test and gauge their mood ahead of the final set of papers this morning, and then again what their own impressions have been since the exams began. I think I have a few of the students here. I'm going to just draw a bit closer. Good morning, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel? I mean, your very first external examinations, all ladies, you are taking the exam. How does it feel?
We are very happy.
Did you mention your name? What's your name?
My name is Na Amanda.
Na Amanda.
Na Amanda.
Okay. So how have the 5 days been?
Oh, by God's grace as well. We thank God for how far He has brought us.
You thank God for how far, but you wrote English language and RME on the first day. They were challenging?
Now, what we learned and what our teachers taught us, that's what came in. So we thank God. Okay. It was cool. So
the papers were cool?
Yeah.
Absolutely cool. And you don't think that you have any challenges?
We've done our own part. So
you go to Kotobabi 3 and you go to Al Falah Islamic School. Tell me your name. How have the 5 papers, the 5 days of examinations been for you?
It was cool. We wrote what our teachers taught us. We behaved well. Our invigilators told us we should comport ourselves. We did it, and we wrote it, yeah.
And you wrote it. You say they asked for the examination. Maybe some of you can come here so that we can face the camera properly. Just maybe 2 of you here and 2 of you there. Great. They say examination favors you might have written whatever you think that is right, but the results come and it's not what you're expecting. What you expect?
Yes, that's what teachers told us. They told us to learn. We learned, but we wrote it, and they told us maybe those who mark it, they are the problem. And our invigilators also told us to comport ourselves. We did it, and we could write it, and we have gotten to the last day of our exam, so we are waiting to see what will happen.
What papers are you writing today?
We are writing social studies.
Just social studies today?
Yes.
How does it feel? I mean, you're not tensed at all? You're not tense at all?
No.
You are tense?
Yes.
What's making you tense anyway?
No, we've not seen the papers yet, so what we learn, we don't know if that's what will come or not. So we are waiting to see what we will write.
But interestingly, you say you are not tensed at all. What's giving you so much confidence?
Because I've learned it.
You've learned it?
Yeah, I've learned it. So I don't think whether it will come or not. So I'm trying to just
relax ahead of the paper.
Yeah.
But what if it comes and then it's not what you expect? What are you going to do?
No.
You're going to get out of the school? You're going to get out of the exams hall?
I'm going.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to just to do it. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
To do it. These are ladies from the Al Falah school. I've not spoken to you. They say one of them is telling me that she's really tense. The other person is not tensed. Which of them are you? Are you tense or not?
I'm not.
You're not tensed. You didn't mention your name here.
Hilda Kukubo.
Hilda, you're not tensed at all.
No.
They say you go to what? K3, Kotobabi 3. And some people go to private schools, and for the private schools, they do extra classes. And for those of us who went to Saito, they just brush us off. That doesn't put you off at all?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all.
So when you were coming from home, what did your mother tell you?
She said I should learn when I'm in the house, even when I'm watching TV. She said I should off the TV and learn.
They asked you to turn off the TV?
So I can compete with those in the private schools.
Oh, I see. And you think that you're up to standard to compete with those in the private schools?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So if I ask you any question in social studies, you can answer?
Yes.
Interesting. But, I mean, COVID-19 came and some of you went home. In fact, most of you, schools were closed down for weeks and all that. How was the impact of the COVID-19 on your studies?
Because of the Joy Learning and the rest, I was able to learn some of the things.
So you're watching Joy Learning?
Yes.
Okay. You're also watching Joy Learning? Great. How useful was the Joy Learning platform to you?
It was cool. We could solve many of their questions they gave us. You get to know if you are wrong or right. And some questions too, we are used to it. So when they bring it, we know this question is like this, is like that. So we could solve it and see if we have done a mistake or not. But they have been bringing the answers back.
Okay.
If you solve the wrong answer, they will bring it for you to see if you are wrong or right.
Okay. And so the Joy Learning platform has helped you to prepare?
A lot. It helped me a lot.
You're also watching Joy Learning?
No, my GL.
Okay, you're
Ghana Learning Channel.
And you were, the two of you were watching Joy Learning, right? GL. Great. So Joy Learning, folks, in fact, you're getting the reaction that Joy Learning has been really impactful in preparing these candidates ahead of the final exams. Kudos to the team at Joy Learning. Let me bring a few of the private schools, the candidates from the private schools. Just draw closer here. You're from Providence School. Let me get a bit closer to you. Providence School. The name is even, giving me some Providence and assurance. How's it feeling like? 5 days writing examination. How's it feel?
It's okay. We don't really feel tense. We don't really feel tense, but those who are tense in our school, we try and encourage them that everything will be okay. It's just it's something normal, but you have to learn. If you learn, then you have the assurance of passing. That's what we tell those who are tense.
So if you learn, you have the assurance of passing. But, I mean, the invigilators have not been too hard on you. They say, don't do this, don't do that. Sometimes you are even sneezing and so on, and they have to come at you and all that.
The thing is, you have to comport yourself. If you don't, then they will be hard on you. If you are comported, if you comport yourself, that's when they are cool with you.
You also have the same sentiment?
Yeah, the same. Yeah, so far all the 4 days have been really cool. Most of the classes, during the exams, you won't hear them making noise. You see that we all comported ourselves. Because of that, the exams went really well for us. So right now it's left with 1 paper we write. So we've learned. And
are you nervous?
No, not that much.
You are nervous, but not that much. Anyways, but what would you say? Which of the papers would you say has been your most challenging, most difficult paper?
All the papers went cool for me.
All the papers were easy?
They were okay for me, but for the others, I don't know about.
What are you expecting from them? You are acing all of them?
Yes, everyone is going to pass. We have faith that everyone will pass. So far as we have learned, everyone is going to pass.
So far as you have learned, everyone is going to pass. Which one was the most difficult paper for you?
I'll say the French language, but I was even surprised that the questions were a bit easier than what I expected, so it went well.
French was the most difficult, but it was even easier than you expected. And these are the accounts from the bourgeoisie, as you would have them. Which ones were the most difficult papers for you?
I would say the Ga.
Ga. You don't speak Ga, you cannot speak Ga?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
If I ask you, can you answer?
Yes.
What would be your answer?
Mina Amanda.
And then yet that was the most difficult paper for you?
The Ga.
The Ga. Yes. And so were you able to write?
We tried our possible best, so.
You think you're going to make a 1? Are you sure?
When it gets there, we'll know what.
When it gets there, you know what. But what are you praying for?
I'll manage a 2.
You manage a 2, eh? And she's going to manage a 2 in Ga. Which one was the most difficult paper for you?
Ga.
You too, Ga. Why you don't have Ga, teacher?
Yeah, but the understanding.
The understanding is difficult because you are not used to the language yourself. Great. So you are also expecting what? 5?
Between 1 and 2.
Between 1 and 2, it was the most difficult. Then if the most difficult papers are 1, you are getting 1 or 2 for the most difficult papers, then the easiest, which one is the easiest for you?
I'll go in for the RME.
RME was the easy. Then RME gets 0.
And that's Manuel Cransing there, engaging these students. I really like the atmosphere. It's their last paper, but they're also pretty excited about the papers that they've already written. We wish them the very best as they write their very final paper with this very first major examination in their lives. But still ahead, here on our show, we've got the push-up challenge, and that has been inspired by the Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Alhaji Inusa Hussaini. So it's the hashtag push-up challenge on the AM show. You can send your challenge. As you would see, we will show you people are taking up that challenge. If yours is ready, just record yourself. If you can beat it, listen, he did 21 in 30 seconds. Earlier, Oreku Ampo, for my colleague, after presenting the sport, he did 26 or 25 in 26 seconds. So if you can beat this challenge, just send your video to us on 0540-109009. We will show you some of the videos that we've received, and then you will be judging. But let's watch what Mr. Inusa Hussaini first of all said before he got down to teach us what we can do just when you wake up from bed. You don't have to go to a gym, really. Here is his advice to all of us. You know, we can't end this conversation without talking about the fact that you take care physically of yourself.
That is the greatest thing that I have discovered. I got to that point because anytime, when I was Deputy Minister of Energy, anytime I went home, I felt pains all over my body. My nephew would massage me. They would massage me till I sleep. I could eat at any time. My wife, and because I was eating at any time, anytime I came home and I didn't eat, it was a case for her to ask me whether there was something wrong. Then one day I submitted myself to a test, checkup, and I was pre-hypertensive. Some of the checks showed that I was hypertensive. Other checks showed that I was not hypertensive, so I was pre-hypertensive. Then I was pre-obese. I was 88 kilos. My jaws were puffy. My stomach was protruding. They put me on a treadmill and said I should try to hit 186 BPM, beats per minute, heartbeats per minute. That's BPM. I struggled, but I was able to reach that. I came down, then they printed out the performance. And it was that performance, everything was okay. My heart was, the blood was flowing well. The BP was normal. Everything was fine. They didn't even give me one tablet. They told me, this is your medicine. Go home and exercise. That is your medicine. I came home and it has become a fetish. When I exercised and shared, at a point everybody thought that I was sick. Everybody said I was sick.
I thought so too.
My constituents said I was sick. They said I mean, all manner of sickness, including AIDS. They said I was suffering from AIDS. But I had gone to hospital. The hospital had diagnosed me. They said that I was on the way to my grave because I was pre-hypertensive and pre-diabetic. And that the only way I could restore to normal health was to exercise. The choice was me. I could listen to the people and by now probably be at the cemetery. Or I could take steps to improve my health. I took the steps. My brother, today I went to the hospital one time at the civil service hospital. The doctor took my blood pressure and looked at my age. And he asked me, what have you been doing? You have the blood pressure of a young man. I said, it's exercise. So I invite all of you, there's nothing. I mean, good health is a way of life.
And I have to apologize for the abrupt end of that video, but the full conversation is this weekend. So our challenge is basically inspired by the Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. Is the hashtag push-up challenge here on the AM show. Here's a video that we received. We want you to watch this. If you've gotten one, you're in the process of making it, well, get it ready and send it to our WhatsApp number on your screen. But here's one that we received.
It gives you direct access to the Ghana National Fire Service with a guarantee of the fastest response time. And now with the National Digital Property Addressing System, be rest assured that we can locate you directly at your point of call. So never hesitate to call in the event of a fire emergency. Dial 112 112. 112 in the event of an emergency gives you direct access to the Ghana National Fire Service.
So this gentleman actually did 13, how many seconds? 30 in 30. Oh, wow. 30 in 30. This is more than what Eureka Ampofo did earlier, right? Okay, but here's the original challenge whilst we wait for you to send us your videos. If you can take up this push-up challenge here on the AM show. This is our inspiration.
I mean, good health is a way of life. The good thing about having good health is that you don't need to go to anybody. And then you can do your press-ups in the morning, you get up, do 20 if you don't want to go out. Just when you jump out of the bed, straight away.
Wow. Wow. Is anybody counting? Oh, the Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. I thank you for this conversation and thank you. Well, what inspired this actually, and we would try and bring that back because he got a scare, health scare, and that's what got him to take up the physical exercising because that was the only medication that he was given. And he doesn't want us to get to that point. It was actually one of my crew members, just looking at him and his tummy, that's what prompted him to give that piece of advice. Okay, let's get back to our push-up challenge. And I like the fact that people are picking on this challenge. Here's another video that we received.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
My jaws were stuffy. My stomach was protruding. They put me on the treadmill. They said I should try to do 186 BPM. Beats per minute. Half beats per minute. That's BPM. I struggled, but I was able to reach that. I came down, then they printed out the performance. And so that performance, everything was okay. My heart was, the blood was flowing well. I was
How many seconds did he do that? Because I know that was 40, right? How many seconds? We're going to figure that out. But we like this challenge that's been thrown at us, and I like the fact that we're all picking up on it. Here's another one that we received. I like the film. I like the film. That was 40. Incredible. Do we have more to go? There was somebody who was watching Alaji and mentioning my name and saying he's going to beat Alaji. So if we have more ready, here we go with another one that we got. Okay, so we're still downloading the videos that we've received. Lots of videos that we received, by the way. We thank you for picking up this challenge. And the whole idea, it's not just for you to do it for us to show on TV necessarily. The advice was just any kind of exercise that you can do once you wake up. And this was one of the exercises that he was teaching us that we could do. Once you get out of bed, you can do this. So here we go with another one. You did fantastic. We've got another one ready to play. So here we go.
We are very happy.
You mentioned your name. What's your name?
My name is Na Amanda.
Na Amanda.
Na Amanda.
Okay. So how are the 5 days been?
Oh, by God's grace as well. We thank God for how far He has brought us.
You thank God for how far, but you wrote English language and RME on the first day. They were challenging?
No. What we learned and what our teachers taught us, that's what came in. So we thank God. It was cool. So
the papers were cool. Yeah. Absolutely cool. And you don't think that's
we've done our own.
Oh, but I like it. I like the fact that you're smiling whilst you are doing it. I mean, it's exciting, isn't it? But you look like somebody who's been exercising. So just keep going and keep it up. I'll tell you when we have a lot more videos to share with you here on the show. But I understand, Mr. Josaki. Please, ladies and gentlemen, shall I invite our senior camera technician? Are you coming? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I hear you can do 100 in... Okay. So when he says, when you have the vim, you don't talk. You just get down to the business. So the challenge is in this house. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Mr. Josaki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 50, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. Whoa! You do all! Okay, thank you, sir. If you can beat the 70, Charlie, this one, we don't want anybody calling the National Ambulance Service, so. Okay. More challenges even in the house. We have plenty to share with you. But let's talk about the National Science and Maths quiz. Remember, we have a live quiz on the show this morning. I've got some questions on our History Friday. If you're a follower of the National Science and Maths quiz, then you can answer the very simple questions that I have. But here's a wrap of events for the week. First, we're linking up with Maxwell Agbagba. Good morning, Maxwell.
Good morning, Mama V.
Oh, Maxwell, listen. I have a confession. I really miss you.
I miss you more, Mama
V. No, you don't miss me more. You miss the Akmala more.
Maybe I should do some push-ups for you, you know.
Oh, you can? Maxwell, listen. I wasn't going to put you on the spot. In fact, I have closed my mind on the push-up. But you know you brought this onto yourself. Please, who is your camera technician there? Who is your camera technician? Maxwell, go back. My
camera technician. But I really would want to do
Maxwell,
this after the update.
No. Maxwell, go back, put the microphone down. The number to beat.
I promise. I'll do this after the updates. You know, if I do it now, I'll be panting throughout the update. So let me finish and then give you like 80 press up. Yeah. I'll do 80 for you.
Listen,
80, yeah.
I know your tricks. Don't tell me after the update that the number you're calling cannot be reached.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. 80 straight.
Look at him. He's even upping it. Even Tekai is saying 80. But Maxwell, listen, you were in the Eastern region. You went to Oti and Volta. What's happening? What has been happening this whole week?
Well, we've seen some very interesting contests. Also, we've noticed a trend, in a lot of the places that we've visited. And shortly, I'll be coming to that. But today happens to be the last day for the preliminary rounds. And we are ending here in the Volta OT zone. So the next time you're hearing about the National Science and Maths quiz, we're starting with the 1/8 stage of the competition, where it gets very competitive, where a lot of hearts, will be broken. So today's contest will be the last for the day, for the preliminary round of competition. Then we progress to the 1/8 stage. But yesterday here at the Nat Hall, we had Sunrise Senior High School. We also had Vakpo Senior High School and Adidome Senior High School. In the first contest, Sunrise Senior High School won that particular contest. And some history about Sunrise Senior High School. They made their first appearance at the National Science and Maths quiz in the year 2018, and they came with a bang. They beat Opoku Wari School to qualify to the next stage of the competition, and that shocked a lot of people, actually. That was the first time we got to know, a lot of people got to know about Sunrise. Rebecca, our colleague Becky in the studio, her, former school, they did that. And in the regional competition, they qualified, they beat Dabala SHS, Some SHS, and then Hohoi EP SHS to qualify to the national prelims. And in the national prelims also, they've now qualified to the 1/8 stage of the competition. So Sunrise Senior High School, yesterday in the first contest, they beat Vakpo Senior High School and Adidome Senior High School. Let me jump to the third contest. The third contest had Ola Girls SHS. We also had OT SHTS, and then we had Kajabi Asato SHS. Now, Ola Girls, the shocking thing is that in the regional competition, before they qualified for the national competition, they actually won their contest with a 39-point gap. So a lot of people were expecting them to give Kajebi Asato and then OTSATS a beating of their life. That is what, we were told by the people who gathered in here. But that did not happen. They managed to qualify to the 1/8 stage with just 27 points, one of the lowest that, we've seen in the preliminary round of competition. And that even prompted the quiz mistress, Mrs. Gladys Shinga, to admonish them to make sure that they prepare adequately, for the 1/8 stage of the competition, because there it gets very competitive, and scores like 27 would definitely not, see you through. So that's a shocking thing about Ola Girls SHS Ho. Now, the second contest, we had Mauli School, and then Chito SATS, and then Jojapenyi SHS. Mauli School won with 39 points. Now, again, in the regional qualifiers, Mauli School won with 54 points. Before qualifying to the national competition, the contest, they won with 54 points. But this time, a significant drop to 39 points to qualify to the 1/8 stage of the competition. What we've observed so far is that we are seeing a drop in the points that the schools got in the regional competition and what they are getting now in the national competition. You would say that it is competitive at this level. But one thing you cannot rule out, and even some of the teachers we've interacted with have told us that it possibly could be as a result of the pandemic. Many of them we spoke to said they were really uncertain about the National Science and Maths quiz happening, so their studies took a nosedive. The enthusiasm with which they started, took a nosedive. So they were really uncertain. So the preparations also possibly affected. A lot of them also I spoke to told me that face-to-face interaction was not really possible during the lockdown period. So a lot of them were doing it via online, and sometimes the internet wasn't too good and all of that. So these are some of the excuses or explanations, I should say, the schools are coming up with, which they say possibly account for the low results that they are scoring. But today, another big school here in the Volta region, arguably, BHECO, Bishop Herman College, they will be contesting, and they will be coming up against Anglo SHS and then Bueman SHS. Now, in the regional competition, BHECO scored 67 points to qualify to the national stage. And the second place school, Jolo SHS, they had 5 points, and then Agotime SHS, they had 0 points. So really, we're waiting to see how Bishop Herman College is going to perform, in this contest. We're definitely going to compare their results at the regional competition and what they'll be getting here at the national prelims, Mama V.
All right, Maxwell, but when you say 0, like got 0 point, and you're saying it with that emphasis, like they didn't put any effort in, I don't think it's fair, especially when I throw a challenge at you and you give me all sorts of excuses. But Maxwell, listen, it's our trivial history, okay? It's our trivial history. So you either choose. Don't listen. I can see you. Hello, the connection.
Hello. I can't really hear you.
No,
the audio is, I don't know. I can't really hear you.
You can hear me loud and clear. Your feed is as clear.
Can we reconnect?
We can't reconnect. We're here. We're staying. Okay, Maxwell, listen, I'll ask you my first question, okay? Maxwell.
Okay.
Just listen. Stop giving me excuses. We have a Zoom ID if you want to take part in this challenge right now, which is the quiz segment on our Trivial Friday. I've got some questions to ask you. Just join our Zoom meeting right now on the National Science and Maths quiz, especially if you've been following, because it's a History Friday. Maxwell, first question. Whilst we wait for our friends to join us on Zoom with
how many questions are you asking me, Mama V?
I'm the quiz mistress. Don't ask me questions. Maxwell, first question. Which girls' school made it to the semi-finals of the National Science and Maths quiz in 2019? Which girls' school made it to the semi-finals of the National Science and Maths quiz in 2019?
Wegehe.
I'll give you another opportunity to change your answer.
Oh, really?
Are you confident about the answer? Are you confident about it?
I am more than confident.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not changing it.
Okay. Question 2. No, let me give you a... Okay. Can you mime the National Science and Maths Quiz sick tune since you've been following it?
I should just mime it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Ba-na, ba-na, ba, 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 ba. Yeah.
No. Don't say yeah. Go on.
Yeah, that's it, Mama.
Maxwell, let me get you a final question. Final question, okay. Maxwell. How many years
final question.
has the current quiz mistress moderated the quiz? And I'm talking about Dr. Elsie Effa Kaufman. How many years?
14 years, Mama.
Are you pretty confident about the figure you've given me?
I'm more than confident, Mama.
Okay. Okay. All right. Maxwell, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, okay? But I'm not telling you right now.
Sure, I'll be waiting.
So
I'm monitoring closely from here.
What time is the first competition?
Oh, it's happening at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay. Just remind us of the schools again.
9 a.m. Yeah, 9 a.m. Yeah.
Remind us of the schools again.
Okay, so we have Bihako, they'll be competing, and then Bishop Herman College versus Jolo SHS, and then Agutime SHS.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll follow up with all the other contests. And remember that we'll bring you the results and then constant, updates right from here, the Nat Hall.
Okay. All right, Maxwell Agbagba, thank you very much for this update. Thank you for trying your hands on my questions. You're a very confident man, but it doesn't mean that you got all correct, though. Here are some house rules before we begin this competition. Our friends joining us via Zoom. The house rules. Put your phone in landscape mode. Put your phone in landscape mode. And then get ready to join us if you're interested. And then unmute when you are ready to speak, okay? Unmute when you are... unmute when you're ready to speak. And mute when you are not speaking. I guess that's the basic rule for this. So... shall we see who we have on Zoom? Okay. All right. Good morning to all of you, but don't speak yet. If I may, I'll call your name. I'll call your name by name or identify you with your phone or anything like that. So Kujo, please unmute and say good morning to me.
Yeah, Alavi, good morning.
Okay, good morning, Kujo. You've been following the National Science and Maths Quiz, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
For some time now.
Okay, great. Which school did you go to?
Yes. For some time now, I've been following it.
Yeah, I was asking about your old school. What's the name of your secondary school?
Nkrofo Agricultural Secondary School, NAS.
Okay.
I'm in the heart of the hometown for Kwame Nkrumah.
Nice. Are you ready for your question?
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Okay.
It's a Trivia Friday, right?
Which girls' school was first to make it to the finals of the National Science and Maths Quiz? Which girls' school made it to the to the finals? To the finals of the National Science and Maths Quiz. Not the semi-finals, to the finals.
That should be... Is it not... okay. Portes. Archbishop Portes girls in Takrady.
Archbishop Portes. Is this a guess or you're pretty sure?
My memory serves me. It's 40.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for answering. We will see if you're right or you were wrong. Governor is next. Good morning, Governor. Governor, kindly unmute and say hello to me.
Hello, Mama V. Good morning.
Good morning, Governor. Thank you for thank you for allowing me to ask you questions. But what's the name of your secondary school?
I went to Abetifi Presby Senior High School.
Abetifi Presby Senior High School. Which year is this?
I completed in 2016.
Oh, please come again. I missed it.
I completed in 2016.
Okay. So here's my question. Name the 3 schools that went to the National Science and Maths Quiz Finals in 2019. Name the 3 schools that went to the National Science and Maths Quiz in 2019.
Okay. So in 2019, the 3 schools that went to the finals are St. Augustine's College in Cape Coast, St. Peter's Senior High School in Nkwetia, and also Adiseldo College in Cape Coast.
Please come again.
Okay, I said the first school is St. Augustine's College in Cape Coast, St. Peter's Boys Senior High School in Nkwetia, and Adiseldo College in Cape Coast.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Pretty sure?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you for trying your hands at this.
All right.
All right. Hang in there. We'll see if you're right. Can I know who else we're talking to? Can I get a name? David. All right, David. Also, good morning to you, David. Thank you for making time. Can you hear me, David? Just unmute. David Asausu, kindly unmute and say hello to me. Okay, David can't quite hear me. So let's move on to Michael. Michael, kindly unmute. Hello? Michael?
Hey, Mama V.
Okay, Michael, thanks for joining us. What's the name of your secondary school?
GSTS, Ghana Secondary Technical School, Takoradi.
Okay, did you ever take part in the NSMQ yourself when you were in school?
No, please.
Okay, but which year did you complete?
2009.
2009. All right, are you ready for my question?
Sure, I am.
Okay. Who is the first quiz mistress to moderate the National Science and Maths Quiz? The first quiz mistress.
Mama V, let me be honest, I don't know.
Are you sure? Oh, are you already say you're honest? I don't know. Okay. So you're not sure. Let me change the question, okay? What is the name of the main quiz mistress of the National Science and Maths Quiz?
So you're not sure.
You should know this one. Are you thinking about it? Charlie, I give up on you. I give up on you. Michael.
I'll try another one.
Michael, should I give up on you?
Give up on me. Give up on me.
Okay, I give up on it. Let's go to Anita. Hello, Anita. Kindly unmute. Hello to you.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for joining us. Anita, what's the name of your secondary school?
Holy Child School.
Okay, let me look for a very difficult one for you.
Hey!
No, this one is not very difficult. But which year? Which year did you finish?
Which year did I finish? 2011.
2011, okay. So how many, no. My question is, who's the first quiz mistress to moderate the National Science and Maths Quiz? The first quiz mistress.
The first quiz mistress?
Yes, ma'am.
I think Irama. I'm not certain, but
is somebody whispering something to you?
No.
Okay, you're not certain, but what is coming into your mind? Like, what are you thinking? What's popping up?
Adi. I'm thinking Adi.
You're thinking Adi.
Yes.
But the names are not coming together.
Yes.
Ah. Final answer.
I think Irama Adi.
Okay, so let me give you half the mark, okay? Because I'll give you half the mark. Because the name is the late Professor Marian Irama Adi, Professor of Biochemistry at the University of Ghana, Lagos. She was Queen's Mistress from 1993 to the year 2000. So the correct answer, Professor Marian Irama Adi. Okay, guys, just hang in there for me. Let's cross over and speak to my colleague. We'll come back and continue with this session. PSA is joining us live for an update. Hello, PSA.
Hello, Mama V.
Still in Kumerica?
Hello, do you hear me?
I can hear him. Just wondering why.
Yes, of course. It's the day 2 of the showdown right here in Kumerica.
What happened yesterday, and tell us what we are supposed to expect today, PSA.
So a lot happened yesterday, Mama V. I don't know if you've checked out yet, but videos and images of our very first round went viral when Agogo State College were the first to qualify for the 1/8 preliminary stage. They came here in all white suits. Signal, they tell me, means victory, according to them. They had that with very interesting designs. They beat the first 2 schools of that contest. Also, we have qualifying 3 others, Osei Tutu SHS, KNUST SHS. They hosted and won in their own right. And finally, we had St. Hubert Seminary topping that also, joining the 3 others. So theirs was the most closely contested match. They went with the Sewa Kubi Ampim SHS and Asanteman SHS, a team they had already met in the regional stages. And the gap, these are interesting results. They had 37, 35, 33. That means a gap of 2 between each of them. But luckily, they won, and they say they are going to work harder to get into the 1/8 stage and in fact beyond that stage. For today, the set of matches that are happening right here in the heart of Ashanti are Adventist SHS Bantama versus Ejisoman SHS and SDA SHS Bekwai. The interesting dynamics with this very particular contest is that with Adventist SHS, they could not make it to that stage last year. They did not participate in the NSMQ last year. Also, Ejisoman SHS, they could not participate. But SDA SHS, they were eliminated in the 1/8 stage, and this is a preliminary stage. That means they have been a little ahead of the curve. Will that work for them? Well, only fate will decide in that manner, as well as their own preparations. In round 2 or contest 2, we have Armed Forces SHTS versus St. Monica's SHS and Sims SHS. Now, Armed Forces, they also reached the 1/8 level last year. St. Monica's, they haven't been in the National Science and Maths quiz for quite a while, but this year they've had an impressive run. Being an all-girls school, they've done very well, working all the way from the regionals, and people are hoping, they are regional favorites here, and they are hoping that they do make quite an impact within this one. Sims SHS also were disqualified or they fell out from the 1/8 stage last year. With the last match, we have Anglican SHS Kumasi, Insutaman Catholic SHS, and Edu Gemfi SHS. Now, this is a contest to watch, Mama V, because Anglican SHS last year, if you recall, they submitted 2 Form 2 boys, which is regular. Most schools submit the final year students who have had more pedigree as far as science is concerned. They submitted 2 Form 2 students, and they were unfortunately eliminated by Opokuwari in that 1/8 round. They are hoping to make their revenge mark this year. They are returning. This is one of the first times you're having candidates who went for, or contestants who went for a previous year, coming for another this year, more mature. For in Sutaman Catholic SHS also, they were also eliminated at the 1-8 stage, but by a different school, that's the Adisadel College. They are hoping to make quite an impression. So we have 2 schools from the 1-8, and unfortunately one other school, Adudemfi SHS, who actually couldn't participate last year also. So there are very interesting dynamics here, but they will seek to prove themselves. So those are the lineup for today right here in Kumerica.
And that's PSCA Nanaya Safu, my colleague, reporting there live from Kumasi. PSCA, just I've got a question, okay? Just one last one. Can you mime the sick tune of the National Science and Maths quiz?
Hey, Mama, your questions again. Come again. Hello.
PSCA, mime the sick tune of the National Science and Maths quiz.
Yes, Mama V. Wow, that's quite interesting. Okay.
PSCA did better than Maxwell Agbagba. PSCA, I owe you, okay? And that's my colleague. He's in the Ashanti zone reporting on the National Science and Maths quiz. PSCA, take care. Bring us more report later on. And Maxwell Agbagba, obviously, stationing the voter and OT zone updates on the broadcasts of the National Science and Maths quiz here on Joy News is brought to us by, of course, Joy News, your most credible news channel, and supported by Bright Senior High School in Kokontumi, building dreams, shaping future. DBS Roofing Papa Pafi, Adonko Hand Sanitizer, Korompostro, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, the premium energy drink. And let me tell you about this exciting event that's coming up. The Center for International Leadership in Africa and Goldfields, Ghana, present Live to Lead 2020, changing our world through leadership. Have you ever experienced something so wonderful that you wish more of your friends could share the same experience? Well, Live to Lead is a life changer when it comes to developing leadership skills to add value to people and building teams to transform your organization or business. Here's what is exciting this year. For the very first time, Live to Lead is going virtual. This means that you can participate in the leadership conference from the comfort of your home or office on your computer or smartphones. You don't want to miss this. Register today and be part of this leadership experience that will help you become a better and more impactful leader. Speakers at Live to Lead 2020 include John C. Maxwell, the #1 leadership expert and best-selling author, Steve Harvey, award-winning entertainer and businessman Kate Cole, founder, Change Revolutions and Changes of Commerce, and Chief Operating Officer of Focus Brands, Alan Mullally, President and CEO of Ford Motor Company, is also on board. New York Times best-selling author and pastor of Life Church, Alfred Baku, Executive Vice President and Head of Goldfields, West Africa. Farida Bejuwe, co-founder and Chief Technology Officer of Logisil Ghana Limited. Live to Lead is on the 9th of October 2020 with all these amazing speakers. So for ticket registration and inquiries, visit the website Live to Lead, and it's LIV2 as in the number 2 lead, LEAD.ctl-africa.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at CTL-Africa, or call this number 055-051-5391. 055-051-5391. You're also watching the AM show. Unfortunately, I can't go back to my quiz and our friends who joined us on Zoom, but we really appreciate your time. Thank you. When we come back, is Lamisi and the Vibes Brothers taking us all the way until we wrap up the show.
don't hear, you no cry. I best say you can see my do He's the sweetest thing I've ever known. Na me be you Coco Sakura, and I dream bubu makoma. One touch for Mama Yaripa, for me rita. See, na me be you Coco Sakura, and I dream bubu makoma. One touch for Mama Yaripa. Mangalim kanga boba bobadela, keliniela, suma. Una fikirim no tabale bosem, amade bopakuma. Tunang lewa, wene malewela, kala. Even if you go astray, me and you, our love goes still there. We not care what people go say, 'cause our lives still they on replay. And don't think hey, Adam you. Let me pay you Coco Sakura, and I dream bubu makum. One touch for Mama Yaripa. Hey, let me pay you Coco Sakura, and I dream bubu makum. One touch for Mama Yaripa. Me pay you Coco Sakura. Thank you. Salt and sugar, them all be white. You've got to taste it before you know what it is. Of late, walls don't have only ears, but they have eyes now and can see. Yeah. For them do them get them kapanim you sanida. You've got to taste it before you know what it is. Of late, walls don't have only ears, but they have eyes now and can see. Yeah. But you always witness with your mouth. What you don't see with your eyes. When I begin, I beg, I'll be my cat today. Hey, Godfather, I'll be my cat today. When I begin, I beg, I'll be my cat today. Hey, Godfather, I'll be my cat today. No be say you too smart. If you say you think say you smart, but you never smart. Yeah. Like a funny and a gang man. Putera yet fuela. Never smart. 'Cause who ya bless? Nobody, no nothing could ever change it. When you're thinking for all about the car, nobody, no nothing could ever change it. Woo! But you always witness with your mouth. What you don't see with your eyes. When I begin, I beg, I'll be my cat. Hey, Godfather, I'll be my cat today. When I begin, I beg, I'll be my cat today. Godfather, I'll be my cat today. When I begin, I beg, I'll be my cat today. Hey, Godfather, I'll be my cat today. When I begin, I beg, I'll be my cat today. Hey, Godfather, I'll be my cat today. I did it on, baby, lava, lava. I did it on, Woo! I did it on, Gavada. Missy, I just want to say, I just want to say, hey, I just want to say, Gavada. Happy market today. Missy, I just want to say, I just want to say, I just want to say, Gavada. Missy, I just want to say, Missy, I just want to say, Gavada. Happy market today. Hey, I just want to say, Gavada. Happy market today. Missy, I just want to say, 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 by your way, sweetness with your mouth. What you don't see with your eye, I will not be happy market today. Hey, I just want to say, I just want to say, hey, will not be happy market today. Hey, hey, Gavada, happy market. I just want to say, Gavada. Missy, I just want to say, Gavada. Hey, I just want to say, I just want to say, hey, I just want to say, I did it on,
Patrick, jump to say.
A jump walk off.
Patrick, jump here.
And you soldier.
But I feel the sexiness that you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Wait till December.
What else do you want? What
Flat
do you want?
tummy, more curvy, bigger boobs. Smooth face with no pimple.
And no Jomo. But let me see, what's up from now till December? What are you working on? Because you said you've been recording. What's up?
Casa Baby, like people talk so much. Oh, I'm doing this. Watch out for this, and then we see nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
So action.
When talking, when it's out, it will be out.
Yeah.
All right. Just the final one. Where can people reach you? Because you're on social media.
Mm-hmm. Let me see music. Let me see music on Facebook. Let me see music on Twitter. Let me see music on Instagram. And then my website, lemmeseemusic.com. And YouTube, Let Me See Music. So Let Me See Music everywhere.
Nice. And the Vibes Brothers, where do they hang out?
They're everywhere.
So you know what? Give me a contact number so that people can reach you.
Just hey, what's the number?
What's the number?
0244 21 4477 0244 21 4477.
All right. Let me see it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vibes Brothers, for being on the show. We thank you very much for watching the show. A special birthday dedication, Lieutenant Idi Fahad, military officer, 4th Infantry Battalion in Kumasi. It's your big birthday today. From all of us here at Joy News, particularly my colleague Getty Ando Apia, we wish you a happy, happy birthday. Lieutenant Idi Fahad, military officer, 4th Infantry Battalion in Kumasi. Enjoy your birthday, sir. We will be back on Monday, God willing. But here's a final one. Just to remind you, keep exercising. Watch out for the full conversation. Alhaji Yunus Hussaini over the weekend here on Joy News.
Thank you. Oh, ya say ya karikatanka. Oh, ya say ya karikatanka. Zo. Yeah, you got to why. Come me for yela. So moyela. Yeah, I get kabu suma pam pam. So moyela. Like yam. Ama beni sume home. Unani beni semdabu. Ela ni te sema lepti wela. Mabia. So moela, yeah, get kabu so say ya karkatanka. Moirawa, yeah, get kabu suma pam pam. So moela, be home and benim, and home and suma karkatanka ko. Suma pam pam, suma ela. Yeah, you got to why. Suma pam pam, so my la. Yeah, you got to why. Come me for la, so my la. Zangele masekeya na no in yo ya. Zangele masekeya na no in yo ya. Banin pela ka ang sakte fu. Da fele ka fu yele ma kan yele Unini go somare ke kabonson kanga yifono huni. Au ngami ya gale kulemba kapuse miwel. Hey. Ah hey. Oh oh oh. Hey. First fool no be fool. Second fool no be fool. Make you no think say only you make sense. Layapa atanga na ene yalo inkuzinti pason kana not coming you love it. Ayo ah hey yeni hone yo pulendole fuya mani baba tatima kambo kele hiba bani yelim sela kana na kambang yele seda ah demi yekuri baba ni maya kamala sinewela oh indoli membutera ni ingme sora kala yunda me mam katane hey papa you gale boy irana unko leno fusot fuzangele masekia na no in yo oya fuzangele masekia na no in yo oya fuzangele masekia na no in yo oya fuzangele masekia na no ai la kega ai dana kega careful yalma ai layapa atanga na ene yalo inkuzinti pao sankana not coming yala bote ayo let's go ah hey oh 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 hey atanga na ene ganga oh ene yalma inkuzinti pao sankana aye tobo pep seren palamiyama hey o seren palamiyama opama yuya inu yuya uzukwe magale ay boyela boairana you atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga ene ganga hey tobo pep seren palamiyama oh seren palamiyama opama yuya ini yuya uzukwe magale ay boyela boairana you boairana you atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga atanga na ene ganga ene ganga
Yo! First fool.
Yes, that's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lamisi Vibes Brothers. What's up?
Yeah, we're good.
Nice. Thank you for finally coming on the AM show and performing live for us.
Thank you too for having me.
Yeah, live from the Upper West region.
Upper East.
Upper East region. Okay. We will have a conversation on how far you have come, Lamisi. But just this song that you just performed, First Fool, is on the album that you released in 2019 last year.
Yeah.
What the title is First Fool, but the rest of it, what are you saying?
Just like Hobby say, first fool, no be fool, second fool, no be fool, third fool is a fool. So it's a song that literally talks about relationships. It could be friendship or, but I got inspired to write this song from a broken heart, a bad relationship though.
Okay.
But I didn't just.
As in your bad relationship?
Yes, personal experience. I personally see the brighter side of every situation. So
can you pause? They were looking at like, what do you know about this story? Do they know?
They don't even care, you know. They only care about what they play and how to make the music sound good. So that's it. So I mean, I just said, I'm like, well, I won't let this get at me in a bad way. So, and I realized that some friendships and other relationships have that. People like to take advantage of people. So it's fine when someone takes advantage of you for the first and second time, but if you tolerate it, that's when you are a fool.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
So you should learn your lesson. Don't let it keep happening to you. If it happens one, that's fine. If it happens two, but you shouldn't as much. I like the message that you're sending across, except that, Charlie, sometimes we don't have
control. It's not easy. I know. But you have to use the mind sometimes.
Yeah. How has 2020 been, though, for you?
Well, it's been a blessing in disguise. So, well, we are grateful for life.
Yeah.
And then the gift.
I'm sure you're saying this because of COVID-19, because of the way the year started.
I hear a lot of people say that this year is a bad year. I wish I could skip 2020, but I don't see it as that bad. You know, in life we come across a lot of challenges. I mean, COVID is there, but there's HIV, there's cancer, diabetes. There are other kind of sicknesses and diseases that are deadly. So this is just something that we are facing, a pandemic, and we just need to be extra careful and then just stay more focused and then pray and then hope that things get better soon. But to say it was a bad year, no. Okay. Because this year has been really good for me. It could have been better though, but I still see it as a good year.
What have you been doing in 2020?
I've been recording.
Okay.
And then I've been having performances virtually. But because my music is not like the mainstream Ghanaian, so obviously I might have not been all over, but I have had successful concerts. If you watch the videos, they have been very successful. So I have been recording, rehearsing, working on myself, you know, trying to look more sexy and beautiful.
We're going to talk about your sexiness, baby, later on in the show. There's more Vibe Brothers and Lamisi on the show.